Hello everybody, today I'll be showcasing products that I changed my mind about in a major way. These are all things that I have very positive opinions about before I got them, or even when I had already gotten them and my opinion changed for the worst. These are those products. First off, let's talk about this brush right here. This is the Morphe M530 brush. Why is this brush such a regret, you might ask? Well, look closer because you will see that this brush is literally just disgusting looking. It is foul, it is nasty. No. This brush was basically marketed to me by the infamous Jaclyn Hill. I was such a big fan of her back in the day. Such a big fan. I basically was, like, she said that this was like the perfect contouring brush. It is rough. Very rough. And this is what it looks like after only a few washes. I basically washed it like once or twice and then I gave up because it was looking like this and I haven't used it since. It is a trash fire of a brush. It is absolutely foul. These are some things that I used to really like these products, but then things came along that were better. So these are L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows. I have two shades left. I have the shade Golden Emerald, which is this beautiful green color, and then I have the shade Amber Rush, which is the same, only like this like really nice, like just nude color. It is like a mid-tone brown. If you like swatch these shadows, they're like absolutely beautiful. Amber Rush in particular still just looks so beautiful on the skin. Like, just, I mean, look at that. That is absolutely stunning, and what a terrible swatch. But that is a pretty shade. You probably can't see that because I'm so terrible at swatches, but these are good shadows objectively. But something I have noticed, particularly with this shade, and honestly, I don't use Amber Rush anymore since I don't even go for this type of color. So anyway, that my opinion changed because I literally don't go for this type of color in my makeup anymore. I did keep this color, Golden Emerald, specifically because I love that beautiful green color, okay? I have worn this several times on top of eyeshadow primer, by the way, which is very, very reputable and very effective. And it just doesn't stick to the lid like I want it to. Let me just like show you like a swatch so you can see how beautiful and tempting this is. This is like really nice. It is so pretty. It is really, really just beautiful. I love having this all over the lid, but the trouble is whenever I apply it all over the lid, it becomes very like almost dust-like, and it doesn't stick. Like, it doesn't get very opaque. It just sits there on my lid looking such like a lesser version of what a beautiful shadow like this should look like. And as a result, I have not touched this in a while because the last time I wore it, it just ruined the look. It just did not look good, and I had to put something else on top, and it was just like not good. Another product is a bit of a personal thing. This is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and before you say anything, I still do think that this is a good product. I used to wear this all the time back in the day. I used to love it back when I had like my super skinny brows because I overplucked like crazy. I don't want to talk about that. This is so old. I've had this for ages, and honestly, I will say this. I gave this away to my sister before it was even expired, first off. And the reason was I just didn't necessarily feel like this was the type of thing that I wanted anymore. And I'm trying to like remember like why exactly I felt that way. I think the reason why is because I just stopped going for like the really clean brow look. And I know that my brows are definitely far from perfect. I have like a very specific way of doing my brows, which I will not change very soon. And it basically involves taking like a shadow and just filling in, drawing in a few places to really just like make a structured brow, but at the same time make a very soft and diffused brow. And this process takes me like about less than a minute. It's very, very quick. Using a dip brow takes far longer. So that's why I don't see myself buying a new one. I don't see myself using this one up because it's really expired, so I don't even know why I still have this. I should probably just get rid of this. This looks ugly now, and I need to, it needs to go. I got this next product purely because of the hype, and I will be honest, I have barely used it. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, by the way, but the only part of this that I use is this yellow powder because I don't have anything like it in my collection, and that's honestly why I keep this, because this is a pretty good yellow powder. I just use it whenever I have to. Like whenever you need a yellow powder, I use it. Once in a blue moon happens. These contour shades I barely use. I have other formulas that I like far better. This was like an iconic product, very much ahead of its time. But is it something that I need now? Is it something that I want now? No. And is it something that I would recommend now? No. I did a review on this. This was a brand from Amazon. I went through a phase where I was buying a lot from Amazon, but this is basically called the Beauty Glazed Pressed Glitter Bar, and this is essentially what it looked like. It was like a whole bunch of pressed glitters, and I believe I gave this a positive review. I'm very sorry to say I have not picked this up since I filmed that review, and that review was posted to my channel more than a year ago. And this just keeps getting pushed further and further back into my collection. These all look beautiful in the pan, but like they're just unusable. Pressed glitters generally, they're packed in a lot of glycerin, and it's really difficult to manipulate. It's hard to put pressed glitters on top of shadow because they tend to move the shadow around. It's very difficult to like just put them precisely where you want them to. So this is just one of the many pressed glitters that I don't know why I keep this. Next up, Modern Renaissance. I've spoken about this many times. I've just realized I featured a lot of Anastasia Beverly Hills in this video. It's not because I hate the brand, I just don't like some of the items that I have from them. Other items I absolutely love, such as the eyeshadow primer, which I'm wearing today, and I never put eyeshadow on without the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer, ever. This palette, though, was iconic at one point. Right now, it is a complete and total snooze fest. I've spoken about this before, but whenever I wear, like for example, the more rich berry tones on my eyes, for some reason they come across as very brown, and I don't like that because every time I have decided to have faith in Modern Renaissance and use one of these shadows in a look, it has inevitably ruined the look by making it seem very neutral. And when I want a super colorful look, I don't want to look like a neutral look, you know? Not that that's a bad thing, but like if I am taking the time, sorry, the shadow's on my face. If I'm taking the time out of my day to sit in front of whatever mirror I have in front of me and put on eyeshadow, I want it to be colorful because I don't have much time for anything else. This is another Anastasia Beverly Hills item. This is the lip palette. I got this palette because of Norvina. Norvina is so good at selling products. She is so good. She is not as good as Jaclyn Hill, but she's good. This was the lip palette that was like super like just hyped up back when it like came out like years ago, and I was so excited about it, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be like every single lipstick I could ever want in a palette. I will never have to buy lipstick again. This cost more than $40. It came to my house. My sister and I filmed a very awkward video with it that I don't think should ever see the light of day, and I used it once in a while, then I stopped using it, and then I didn't continue using it for a very long time, and now it's expired. Probably. Okay, not gonna lie, my audio has probably been terrible in this entire video. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. But next up, let's talk about this. Okay, this was a loose pigment that I got from Makeup Geek. This is like before all the rebrand. This was called Insomnia. And what I liked about Insomnia a lot is the way it's swatched, because if you look at what I'm about to show you, it's really pretty. It's like this beautiful duochrome like magic thing going on. It's really, kind of looks a little bit underwhelming. Honestly, the most I ever used this was when I was swatching it on the back of my hand, because on the eyes, it didn't necessarily look as pretty as it did in the swatch. And I was confused about that, and I was in a state of denial for a very long time, and I was like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Look at the swatch. It's beautiful. It wasn't. It was just a good old-fashioned pigment that looked like this, that didn't translate that well on the eyes whatsoever, and I can't remember the last time I used it. It's just like that sort of thing. The next item would be the Sugar Pill pigment in the shade Penelope. I got this because of the early days of Instagram. I was following this amazing makeup artist at one point. She was so good, and in each one of her looks, like she would do like a very close-up shot of her eye, and on her eye would be a very like beautiful foiled pigment. Stunning, beautiful, glistening. So nice. It was basically this. Like, she always featured this in all her posts. It was this pigment that she was using to make her eyelids look so beautiful. I bought this pigment, and I quickly realized that even though it looked beautiful in like the jar, like I'm not sure if you can see, but it looks stunning. It swatched okay. Let me show you. This is what it was supposed to look like, right? And then, like, in the actual tangible swatch, it looked like that. But when you actually, like, try to blend it in, it started to diffuse a little bit. It basically looks like this, which is not that bad. Like, this is actually a really beautiful product. But I think that my expectations were so different from what this product actually turned out to be. Because what this product actually turned out to be was a beautiful, like very mid-tone, a golden brown, right? What this product looked like when I first saw on Instagram and when I first like started like just playing around with it was essentially like a beautiful, like just foiled amber sort of like just beautifulness, right? Because like this doesn't look as appealing as it used to look before I started blending it out. Does that make any sense? See, I'm very picky about these things. I should probably try and use it again. We will see. My style has changed dramatically, so my preferences are completely different, but we'll see. I might try to pick it up again. I have no idea. But the packaging is simply awful. It is so easy to spill this all over the floor. Jeez Louise. Anyway, that is all I wanted to talk about for this video. Those are all the products I wanted to mention. For the most part of this video, the audio has been absolutely terrible. I'm very sorry about that. I literally did not realize it until like the last 4 minutes of this video. Hopefully you guys will forgive me. Hopefully I will not scrap this video because of the terrible quality, but if the quality is like salvageable, I'll keep this video. But thank you so much for watching till the end. I do hope that you enjoyed this slightly alternative sort of video and found it interesting, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye guys.